Hi there, my name is Sherry Watkis and I'm a psychologist with the Center for Play and Innovation. Welcome to our second video on all centering around attachment and attachment theory and on creating a secure base and security for your kids and yourselves in this very uncertain time that we find ourselves in. So I thought it would be relevant and pertinent to begin this video by sharing with you what my youngest son demonstrated to me today, and it reminded me of the importance of a holding environment. So earlier today he brought me these blocks, and what he wanted me to do with those blocks was to hold them. So he didn't want me to play with them. He didn't want me to explain the colors or ask him the colors. He wanted me to hold out my hands and receive all of them. So I wasn't allowed to spill any over. I needed to make sure my hands were big enough to take it all. And there you have it. And he was very happy that my hands could hold everything he was giving me. It's a very concrete example of exactly what a holding environment refers to. Only in this context we're referring to an emotional holding environment. So when your children are spilling over, when they're dysregulated, when they're bringing you their stuff, what they want you to do is they want you to hold it. They don't want you to fix it necessarily. They don't need you in that moment to shoo them away. What they need you to do is receive all of it and sit with it. Just sit with it. When they're ready and when they're calmed down, what we can then do is say, okay, well, let's look at the stuff that I'm holding. I see some green ones, I see some red ones and some yellow. Emotionally, that might be, let's look at this stuff. I can see you were very sad today. You were very angry when Mommy didn't want you to have that sweet. Or you were very angry when I took that toy away from you today. Or when you couldn't, well, I'll give a practical or personal example rather. My toddler had an absolute meltdown the other morning because I gave him cereal in the yellow bowl and he wanted cereal in the blue bowl. And it becomes quite easy to become exasperated by these kinds of situations, especially when you're trying to get a lot done. You're on lockdown. Most caregivers are working from home if they're able to. And there's a lot of stress in the home. So when a perfectly good yellow bowl is filled with cereal instead of a blue bowl, it's easy to become frustrated and annoyed by that. What we want to try and do instead is to hold the frustration, hold the anger, until they're ready to come back and let us hold them. So that means sitting with their anger, sitting with their frustration, sitting with their sadness, and saying, I'm really sorry that you're hurting. And when you're ready, Mommy's here. When you're ready, I'm here for you, and you can come to me at any time. That is a holding environment. It often means putting our own emotions aside, making sure that our own emotions are held. And I think this is where partners become really important. If you're lucky to be in a position where you have a supportive partner that can hold it. But if not, there are plenty of other ways that you can hold your own stuff, and perhaps we need to talk a little bit around that. But you need to put your stuff aside. You need to make sure it's being held so that you can hold that of your children. There's a big trend at the moment, and I'm sure you've noticed, where schools are locked down, and we need to keep our kids busy. We need to keep our kids educated. We need to meet curriculum standards. And what I want to say to parents is that we are in a state of societal trauma, an existential trauma. And what we know from trauma research is that there's no learning that can happen when we're under stress. So we first need to sort out our stress levels, our emotional levels, and really we just need to be with our families. We need to be with our kids, and we just need to hold each other and hold each other safe, so that we can then move on to explore the world again. And by that I mean not only our external environments, but I also mean our internal worlds, our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors. We are only able to do that and really reflect on ourselves when we are in a state of regulation. So my hope for you at this time is that you find someone who can hold your stuff. And if you don't have someone, please consider reaching out to a qualified professional who is able to do this for you until you're able to do it for yourself. And then my hope for you as a caregiver or as a parent is that you just take a moment to sit with your child's stuff. Just hold it for them. You don't need to fix it. You don't need to do anything with it. You just need to create that holding, secure environment for them. And the rest will come later. So we will follow up this video on speaking a little bit more around the holding environment and security and insecurity. Take care and stay safe, everyone.